he was undervalued, and part of our remit there was to raise his profile, raise his value, and I think we've done that really well. Ian isn't really in that situation. He's got his fights there, he knows what he's doing. I'm sure he's got his own opinions on the UFC, but our relationship with Ian is not about upsetting that relationship or trying to look at his contract and all that kind of stuff. We're working on the commercial side with him. We want to continue to raise his profile, because I think the UFC do an amazing job around the events, but they don't really drive the profile and the promotion of fighters away from the octagon. I actually think if you take away the kind of I don't know, beef, if you want to call it, between me and Dana, I think we're doing a great job for them. I mean, look at Tom. I think Tom's one of the most talked about fighters in the UFC. The job we can do with Ian, who's getting mobbed now, like they're not having a press conference in Ireland. We're paying for it for him. So yeah, I think he's got massive potential. He has a massive fight coming up against Islam in August. If he wins, and I believe he will, probably becomes the biggest star in the UFC. And with that personality, I think we can do a lot. So I really like the guy, and I think he's got this whole country behind him, which of course is important as well.
Any danger he can kind of get caught in the crosshairs between you and Dana?
Really, because there's really no, he knows what he's doing. He's got his fight locked in. He's not unhappy. He's looking to, continue that legacy in the UFC. I think boxing's one that he wants to do in the future. But for us, it's really on the profile side, the marketing side, the promotional side, just to give him that extra layer to his team.
And is there an update on the situation with Tom and his next recovery?
We've reached out to the UFC to let them know that Tom's back in training. We're ready to start talks for the game fight. Again, a massive fight. I think you look at Ian against Islam and Tom against Game, probably the two biggest fights in the UFC that can get made right now. So, he's back, he's hungry, he's got a spring in his step, he's enjoying life, and he's making a lot of money outside of the octagon. I think we've done 4 or 5 big deals for him now, and he's very happy with the situation.
Eddie, obviously on the undercard of the Katie Taylor fight, you got Dave Allen, Thomas Carty. I mean, I know this is a fight that you pushed for initially. I think Dave said no. So, what about this fight makes it? What is it about this fight?
Because we want obviously Irish fighters to get big opportunities on the card. I mean, you got that, Paddy Donovan against Tyrone McKenna. I love the fight between Taylor Bevan and Emmett Brennan. And I just think that when you look at heavyweight boxing, it's always a big draw. And of these people that have bought tickets, over 95% of them have never been to a boxing event before. And the heavyweight boxing just resonates with people. So Carty lives very close to Croke Park. Dave Allen's looking for a big fight. He's built a big profile for himself in the UK. So I like the fight. Molly McCann, Adam Elanium, Paul Ryan against Paddy Gallagher, Borland against Joe McGrail. Like, it's a really big night of boxing, and it's important for me that we build a night of entertainment, but it's really important that we build a night of entertainment in the ring as well, and I think this card will do it well.
Obviously coming off Boots versus Ayers, and like I say, you got a couple of Queensbury fighters on this card. Does that show the power of DAZN and the promoters all working together?
Quite amazing that we're giving 2 Queensbury fighters an opportunity on this card, but I think the stars of the future, particularly Adam, and obviously we just had Taylor Bevan boxed on their card in Southampton, so that partnership's working well, and the fighters benefit from it.
Obviously, speaking of Boots versus Ayers, what sort of route would you want to go with? So obviously there's a lot of options. I mean, is there any update on Virgil Ortiz and Golden Boy, or what sort of route is perfect?
I love the Virgil Ortiz fight. I've seen people saying, I was surprised that we're not going to fight again till November, December, right? So I was surprised that Virgil will go straight into that. I'm glad he will, by the way. But also, things have changed slightly in the respect of we are now the champion. Now, I'm not trying to be difficult, but that's not even about our percentage of what we should be getting in that fight. That's more about the other belts. So Boots now has a plan to become undisputed in the division. You've got Josh Kelly fights July 25th, but you've also got Sebastian Fundora, which is a massive fight. So, we're going to sit down with Boots. He's going to call the shots. He wants to fight Virgil Ortiz. I want to make that fight. The DAZN want to make that fight. So, but everyone's like, it's just on me to make the offer. It's like, well, why aren't you fighting? Well, you can make an offer if you want. You've got this incredible offer for Boots, who's now a pound-for-pound top 10, who's now the number 1 in 154-pound division. So, we'll have those conversations, and we'll see what Boots wants to do, because he's earned that right.
After the Boots fight, I mean, you could see the excitement in your eyes, and in the moment, it might have been heat at the moment, you said you're not going to these supposed peace talks. I mean, is there any update on that with the conversation with Turkey and Dana?
I'm getting on a plane in about 45 minutes to go and see Turkey and Nick Khan, who's Dana's boss, to see how those conversations are going to go. So again, there's a lot to discuss, and I No, I'm giving, obviously Turkey's our friend, he's our partner. I'm not going to say no to the meeting, but right now I don't see the need for peace, if you like. There's nothing personal, it's all very competitive. I'm being driven at the moment to work as hard as I can and produce the best schedule for DAZN. So in that respect, I don't think we should necessarily want peace. I think the fight fans are enjoying it, and Dana's probably enjoying it. He likes a good scrap and a bit of competition. Apparently I'm not competition, but I've got a funny feeling I will be.
Suppose, obviously, both fighters signed their own contract, Fury and AJ. I mean, Fury keeps on talking about breaking news, shocking news, and obviously keeps on talking about being ranked number 1 with the WBC. Could he walk away and fight Ajit Kabayel, or does the contract stop that?
Oh, no. He's going to fight a very easy fight. That'll be announced, I think, today or tomorrow. So obviously the fight with AJ's locked in, but they've got to win. So AJ needs to beat Prenga July 25th, but ultimately Fury's got to beat whoever he beats. But he's going to have something very casual, and then we can get it on, the fight that everyone wants.
Eddie, Ian Gary said he signed a Matchroom talent agency to bring the most amount of attention to his name as possible before this big fight. What is Matchroom's plan to make his world title fight as big as possible, specifically in Ireland?
Well, I mean, to do what we do best, which is to drive the profile of fighters, to raise the publicity around and the platforms that they're represented on as well. And I think, look, we've done that today. I mean, it's not rocket science to bring him to Ireland for a presser. UFC don't do it, which is baffling, but it's just they've got a lot on their plate. So we're doing that. We're driving the fight. We're driving the profile for Ian Gary, and obviously the success in the octagon will marry up to make him one of the biggest stars in the sport.
And on Katie Taylor's undercard, you have Paddy Gallagher fighting. Last Friday, he had a loss, overturned to a draw. What's your opinion on that result?
Sorry, what's that?
Paddy Gallagher fighting on the undercard. Last Friday, he fought against Graham McCormack, and it was a loss, but overturned to a draw within a half an hour or so. Did you see that fight, and what's your opinion?
No, but I mean, look, that's a prelim fight with Ryan, which is a lot of fun. Looking forward to that fight, and I think the mix on the card is really, really good. Looking forward to it.